Ladies and gents, my name is Koryzma. I stream here on Twitch. I say arguably questionable things. And here's a fun fact about me. The only thing I truly collect is Super Smash Bros. Amiibos. They are like kind of like crack to me, but I also know that I can space out my crack, so I buy them in bundles when I have a real hankering, and then I don't buy them throughout the year. But let me tell you, my goal is to eventually get all 84 or 6 of them. I think I have about 37 or 36 or something. So we're almost at the halfway point. So that is exciting. The last one I got was Banjo-Kazooie at a Best Buy, because I know I sent a photo to friend of the show, Jim Tasty. And it was actually an open box. It's still in the box, but it was the box was damaged, so I got 10% off. So we take those. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is a podcast-style talk show where we invite new guests each show to give their takes on common people's stories and struggles, and the chat has a chance to get their take in as well. So let us know what you think, and we'll get to your take on the show if we can. Later in the show, we do play a game with our guests, so stick around and enjoy Takes with Koryzma. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty exciting. We are honored to have a guest that is an A1 shit talker, screams louder than a kid being spawn killed in Call of Duty, and loves anybody that isn't his wife. Ladies and gentlemen, Phantomkook, aka Cody. What's up, man? Oh, that's crazy.
No, I genuinely wasn't expecting that. I'm so yeah, that was funny. I'm gonna have to show her that too.
Yeah, dude, she's gonna love that. She's genuinely gonna love that. I know your wife. She's a great human being, and I know you only hate her on days that end in Y. So,
you know, it's one of those things. She's not here right now. She's is
she at work?
No, she's house sitting for my her friend's house while they're at Disney. So first time taking the kids over there. So
nice. That's always exciting. I feel like Disney. I actually just recently went to Disneyland for my first time, and let me tell you, dude, it was a ton of fun. I absolutely loved it. I wish I want to go back. I do. I really do. I think it's going to be I think it's a fantastic fucking experience. Like, even the rides, like, I feel like I think my favorite one was the Guardians ride, right? Mm-hmm. I think it was cool because I loved being thrown up and down, and like every time you go up and you get pulled down, I feel like part of my heart dropped, because I was like, this is it, dude.
I was puckering so hard, dude. There's no way.
Dude, it's so crazy too. Like, I was like, man, like, this is too much. But I wanted to do it again. But I wish I wish we got to do things like go back when it was like the nighttime, because they have the Guardians at Night ride or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But I'm always very excited about it. I always feel like it. Yeah, I definitely had. I didn't get to go on all the rides I wanted to, so I want to get back out there. I want to fucking, take a picture with Iron Man or something, and just maybe kiss his medal or his suit.
I don't think they'd let you do that, but I mean, you could probably try it.
I could try it. I might be like, yo, and then
can I kiss it?
Can I? And I just get on my knees. So Cody, tell us, tell the people, like, who are you? Who is this handsome fella with the Master Chief bandana on?
I'm a nobody. No. My name's Cody. I live in Michigan. I play a lot of video games, enough to ignore my wife. Very proud about that one.
He comes home and he says, "Leave me alone,"
Can you hang up this picture? No.
Get the dog to do it. What's it doing?
What's the dog doing?
But
But yeah, I stream on Twitch, do all that jazz at Phantomkook, all that good stuff. I'm a nerd. I'm a big nerd. You want to talk to me? Talk to me about Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, he's a big dork. He's like,
show me that precious.
Oh, I love my Gandalf. I hope he strokes my pipe. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I was like, this guy's like old. I feel like Dumbledore could fucking dance circles around this fella,
Yeah, I'm out of breath all the time. I get that.
Yeah, I get tired going up the stairs. What's your problem?
Dude, I just took one of those like fitness questionnaires things, and they were like, so when you take like a few steps like going up a hill or like stairs, are you out of breath? And I was like, 110%. Yes. Dog. Like
how many fucking stairs though? Like, are we talking 15?
I was like,
5?
I missed the elevator too. Like for some reason I'm out of breath with that one too. Like I don't get it.
Dude, one time at work, I had to carry up like a bundle of like 1-inch pipe. So it's, it's like this. And there was like a stack of 10 of them. I had to carry it up 10 flights of stairs. And of course, every other floor, I'm hitting the fucking wall. I'm trying to not scuff up stuff. But when I got it up there, dude, Lord, did I need a break.
Oh, no, I definitely have that problem every day of my life. My just conduit pipe hitting the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. The amount you jerk off. It's kind of crazy.
It's a little bit too much. We know it's a problem. All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's always a fun thing. That's why I always love playing games, dude, because you give me so much shit. You know what I mean? And it's like in the funniest way. And that's how I know he's a good A1 shit talker. That's why I know he's screaming some profanities when he's playing, Rainbow Six Siege. Not the bad ones, just the good ones.
Dude, that game is so toxic. I wish
they're so bad, dude. Like
it's such a bad toxic community. I wish I didn't want to play that game kind of thing.
I know. Like everyone literally gets so mad. Like you lose the first round and like people just quit or like they just get mad at you. They're like, you're an idiot. I'm like, dude, like we're playing pubs here. We're not playing fucking ranked. Like let's just pump the brakes.
I'll be the last one alive and they'll be like, are you using controller? And I'm like, can you get off me, please?
Can you just go, babe?
I know I'm a low life. I'm learning mouse and key. Give me a minute.
I'm glad. I'm glad you're finally coming around to the better, way to play games, mouse and keyboard. Because I feel like with shooters, in particular, it is the elite experience.
Oh yeah, yeah. With Rainbow, it's kind of like I know I could be better, kind of thing.
Right.
If I was on mouse and key, controller's just not there.
No, and it's funny enough. That's how I learned mouse and key was on Rainbow Six. And so when I first got this computer 5 years ago, rest in peace. It's like that's all I played, and that I just would use mouse and key because I liked it because it made me use a bunch of buttons as opposed to just like a couple. So I'm using Q and E to fucking toggle to tilt, and then you're sprinting, you're crouching, you're reloading, and all that stuff. So it definitely got me more accustomed to just moving around and doing stuff with it. So I was really excited about that. Still suck ass. Because let me tell you, my accuracy, as you guys know, it's not great. Criddle usually reminds me, hey, shoot better. Or Cat says, are you going to hit your shots today?
Good aim.
Good aim. Dude, that would be crazy. Good aim. Dude, if someone yells bad aim at me, like, I think that's it. I think I'm just going to jump off the bridge.
Yeah, dude, my nephews started playing Rainbow Six on the console, and I'm like, man, what have I done? Kind of thing. Like,
they were playing Fortnite. Bad influence,
dude. I'm honestly like that one. I regret. I really do. And because like my sister will call me, and she's like, why is he like yelling to like drone? And I'm like, oh, he's playing Rainbow. And I'm like, wait, he's playing Rainbow. And I'm like, what? And she was like, yeah, like, we have to like kick this kid off the game. And I'm like, God.
You're like,
he sees me playing it and he wants to play with me. And I'm like, oh, and there's no crossplay yet for like PC and console. So
right. Oh yeah. But I don't think, I thought there was for like pubs, but I don't think there is for ranked, I thought.
It's coming later this year.
Gotcha.
From what I hear. But yeah.
That makes sense. you know, if Ubisoft still hasn't gone bankrupt and crashed.
Dude, I've been hearing a lot about that recently.
I know, it's kind of wild to me. I'm like waiting for it. I'm like, is this the year?
Is this the year they die?
They're finally realizing that we're tired of dog shit games?
Well, apparently Rainbow is the only one that makes like profit.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Which I was like, Rainbow?
I was like,
what?
It's probably because they just absolutely destroy you because they're like, oh, you need to fucking buy our 6 credits to get this battle pass, and in the battle pass, there's not enough credits to get the next battle pass.
Well, you know I'm a sucker for those Halloween stuff, so
oh, I know you're a slut for that, and you're like, you just grab your credit card and you're like, take my money.
I am an absolute slut for that. I've already spent maybe over $50 for the Fortnitemares thing. Maybe.
And for those who don't know, Halloween is Cody's favorite holiday. How much you spent on decorations this year, buddy?
Not a lot. Well, she's been messing with that skeleton up in the front. For those who don't know, I don't I don't put away the Halloween decorations.
Do they just stay out all year?
Yeah. Well, so outside it's a little bit different. Inside they're year round. Outside we only kept one thing, and that was the skeleton that's in the front of the house. And I don't know if you've seen pictures of it. Have you, Bray?
I don't know if you sent me any.
Okay.
So you'll have to send me some.
But she'll decorate it like I think it was when Taylor Swift like her album came out back in like the summer.
Yeah.
She dressed the skeleton up in a wig and had like a Taylor Swift shirt.
Oh,
and like
awesome.
we live in a small town, so like the town like loves it. Like I have some coworkers who live here, and they'll sit there and talk about like where they live, and I'm like, ah, crap, like I know where you live, you know. And they're like, well, where do you live? And I'm like, same place. Like this just happened like a couple weeks ago. New guy too. And he was like, oh, you live there? Where do you like what parts? And I was like, the big red house on the corner, like with the skeleton. He goes, oh my God, like that's
we
you.
love
And
that
I'm
house.
like, yeah, I'm surprised you haven't seen like the work truck there. And he was just freaking out. But yeah, like we'll be in like the Facebook groups of like the town, and they'll be like, oh, like that chicken, the bone chicken that Home Depot had or something like that. I think it was like Ace Hardware or something.
Is it like some Blair Witch looking thing?
No, it was like you know how they had like the skeleton dogs? They had one for like a chicken, and somebody was like, whoever owns the house for the skeleton needs this. And I like replied, and I was like, no. I was like, absolutely not. I don't need any more stuff in there. But it's pretty perks of living in a small town kind of thing.
Yeah, man. Everybody knows somebody. You know, everybody knows everybody, and you're gonna be that guy, because there's like, I swear there was like a Christmas movie. I'm sure there's a Halloween one that's the same. It might have been like an Eddie Murphy movie that was like recent, where they like a competition to have like the best house at like during like certain holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the Halloween guy. You know, I don't know how crazy you guys go for Christmas.
No, I can't stand Christmas. I hate it. I hate Christmas. I hate it.
And that's why we're yin and yang, because I don't, that's where I would draw the line. You know, I love Christmas. It's the best holiday of the year.
I get Christmas. I do. And I've told you this before. There's like a really dark reason why I don't like Christmas.
Totally.
It's because of those movies where they show you like the kid that doesn't have a family in like the foster home. And I'm like, how can I enjoy Christmas when I'm like, there's kids out there that don't really get the gifts and all that. That's honestly why I don't like Christmas.
That's fair. You know, and like for me, like I like giving the gifts, so it's like I get excited because I want to see someone's fucking reaction. Like when they get it, it's like, oh shit, like you thought of me, you took the time to like to get this for me. Like, but I get where you're coming from. Yeah. Where I mean, like in a way, everyone can celebrate Halloween by watching scary movies or being chased and stuff like that. And
yeah, with Halloween, it's always the reason why I like Halloween is because like somebody can like take a sheet and be a ghost. You know, it doesn't take that much to enjoy the holiday kind of thing. That's why I'm like, I appreciate that more. Than,
it doesn't take a lot to.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot for everybody to enjoy it, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So
that makes sense.
Thanksgiving, throw it out the window, dude. I don't even know why it's here, dude.
Dude, Thanksgiving, stinky. No, I'm kidding. I love Thanksgiving. I just celebrated it yesterday because it's, this time it was Canadian Thanksgiving, so it's very exciting.
Yeah.
I love Thanksgiving. I think it's fucking delicious food, man.
Yeah.
And it just makes you always makes you think like, what do you appreciate? I'm very thankful for a lot of things in my life. I got a roof over my head. I can play video games and stream to people, and I got food in my belly. Like a lot of things that like I'm very, very thankful and lucky to have.
Oh yeah, I get it.
But my man, you ready to jump into some of these wild stories?
Wait, are these stories about me?
No, they're not about you.
Oh, what?
Why would they be about you?
I got scared for a minute. I was like, man, he knows a lot of stuff about me.
Dude, that's the thing is, window, we want this one.
I got some crazy ones.
Oh yeah, they're always fun. So you should be able to see it now. You should be able to see it as we're going into this one. We gotta do. So our first story of the day here. Yeah, I know we're sharing is girlfriend 24 called out her best friend's 24M name while in bed with me 23 male. I'm not sure how I feel. Right off the rip, that's kind of crazy. Could you imagine? So I've been with my girlfriend for over 2 years, and she's been amazing the entire time. Never before has she given me any doubt in surrounding infidelity or her trust, and I've been sure she's the woman I want to marry. She has a longtime male best friend that she's known for much longer than me. They apparently had sex for the first time and only time a couple of months before we got together, realized it was a mistake, and continued just being friends. He also got into a relationship shortly after we did and is still with them. I met this guy through her, and he's become one of my good friends. We've been out a lot with him, and I've never been weary of like trusting her around him till now, despite thinking early on in the relationship that he liked her for small reasons, like the way he'd look at her when she wasn't looking and give her the eyes, the way that Cody looks at me. In the last few weeks, she's recently brought up the idea of us both moving in with him and his girlfriend to save money compared to our place of our own, which I was open to the idea of, as he seemed otherwise cool, and again, I trust her despite knowing they've had a very brief minor sexual history, and she's reiterated that there has never been any romantic feelings involved on either side as far as she's aware. My girlfriend has admitted to me that she frequently mixes up our names when talking about either one of us, and have seen her do it in more public settings in the past. We've spoken about this already, and it makes me uncomfortable, but I brush it off as it is something innocent. Just this evening, we were in bed cuddling and kissing, and I was kissing her neck, and she was like, "Oh, best friend's guy name. We'll call him Greg. Oh, Greg." Very slowly. And I didn't react straight away, and as I wasn't sure what I heard, but then she apologized for it, and I asked, and she did. She kept telling me that she has no idea why she said it, and that it meant nothing, but I can't stop analyzing the tone that she said it in. It was in such a intimate moment that I can't think of an innocent reason for his name to come into her head. She could sense I was upset and went home. We both live with our parents, still to save money at this point. I'm not sure what to make of the situation, as I've been able to move past any and all of my original doubts over time, but it just doesn't sit right with me. Is there any reason for that to have happened that is so easily explained? Part of me now feels like she's hidden a section of their previous relationship, and some feelings might still linger, despite me being sure she's never done anything while we've been together. So Cody, what are your take on that, man?
Oh, baby. I'm not going to show my wife this because it doesn't have anything to do with my wife, but her parents actually had a situation like this. So
that's crazy.
Let's just hope my wife never sees this, because she's going to be so mad. Oh. So her parents did the same situation.
Right.
They got together, were dating, and then they broke up, and then her mom slept with the friend. right?
Right.
And so there's always like tension with that.
Right.
And
of course. Like it's always like a weird thing. Like, yo, you kind of like.
I would never. And they're still best friends. They still hang out. And he knows they had sex. And I'm like, I don't know about you, dog, but that's a no for me. Like, if you're my best friend and you slept with my wife, absolutely not. One of you got to go.
Totally, right? Like, well, and like the fact that it's not even like his best friend, it's her best friend. Like, it's her best guy friend, and then they hooked up, was seemingly to be emotionless, but clearly she's still thinking about it.
Oh, 100%.
Right? So like, it's kind of like a crazy thing. Because first of all, like for me, if I was, if someone, like if you're with somebody and they're friends with someone they've slept with, you got to cut them off right off the rip, because it's gonna either it's something's gonna happen. It's gonna interfere with the relationship in some sort of way, whether it be like the tension that this is causing, or like you said, maybe like he hadn't been thinking about it until she did that, and now he's probably thinking there's some infidelity there, which is kind of crazy, right? Like I'm not saying that they couldn't be friends, or they I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I'm saying like if you're with somebody, I think out of respect, you step away from that friendship.
Yeah, I mean, you got to, kind of thing. There's always gonna be that like I don't know. It's just a whole. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to say that there's like not people who've been like, hey, we've slept together, that's never gonna happen again, kind of thing. I don't know. To me, there's always that chance of that happening.
Totally, right? Because it happened before, so what's stopping it from happening again? Like, have you seen How I Met Your Mother?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, I mean, there's a couple characters in the show where it's on and off again, and at one point, like, because they hang out every day. So like one of the characters, Robin, she's dated both like two male characters in that friend group, and then she kind of keeps going, like, she'll have other relationships in between, but she'll keep also like having feelings for one of them or having feelings for the other, and it's like a weird like kind of love triangle. And at one point she's in a relationship with somebody that isn't in that friend group, and one of the characters is also in a relationship with a lady, and then they cheat on their spouse, their significant others with each other, and then it's like a whole ordeal. So it's like I feel like, and a lot of the show, a lot of like the main character Ted, his relationships throughout the show, I feel like are heavily affected by Robin being there, because he still hangs out with her every day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in this particular story, it sounds like this happened before they started dating, but if she's like calling out his name while in bed, then there's obviously still some feelings there, kind of thing.
Well, that's what I like to think too, right?
I mean,
so it's kind of
I don't know how that happens, dude. I really don't. I've never like been with my wife and been like, hey, Stacy, like never said like a ex name or anything like that. I don't know how that happens. I really don't.
It's kind of crazy. The only names
I call my wife is Jackass. Like, I don't get that one mixed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like, like if it's just kind of crazy for someone to just even consider calling them anything else other than your name. Like, why? It's, like, what are you thinking about Sydney Sweeney this whole time? You see this reaction, motherfucker? He's like, you got me, all right? All right, Billie Eilish, okay. Jenna Ortega, like...
Maybe when me and my wife are in bed, it's, hey, Quasimodo, can you pass the towel? Like, shit like that. I don't know, maybe. Yeah,
absolutely. There was an edit. Apparently there's an update post. Maybe. Oh, there is an update.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit. We should click on this.
Oh no.
So this update. Firstly, we're still together. Most of you were right when she said they must have more history. As I found out, I gave her one chance to tell me if there was more to their relationship, and if I found out she lied from that point, we'd be done. This is kind of crazy. We've never had an update like this. Then I asked to see her phone, which she offered up. I found texts from the mouth of from the month of meeting her, where he expressed his love for her in very clear terms multiple times, as well as stuff dating back to years before that. It seemed like a very like will they won't they relationship. That's fucking crazy. Okay, pump the brakes here.
Wait, hold on. What does that mean? Will they? Won't they?
So like, you know, like they're kind of like edging on a relationship. Like, are they gonna get into one or are they not? Like they're in like almost like a situationship.
Okay.
So like it's like it could happen or it could not. Like there's just like there's so many like cards in the air, so many like whatever you want to describe it. Like there's so many moving pieces that like it could happen or it could not. It seems that she was the one that shut him down in the end in favor of pursuing me. Despite this, I'm now too uncomfortable with the relationship and closeness, and am of the opinion that there definitely were feelings there in the past, if not now. There's no real way to know if it was a slip of the tongue or she really was fantasizing about him. I know which is more likely. And while my trust in her is now at 0 after finding that she initially hid this from me and then lied about it, I love her too much to leave over this, especially when I'm sure there's been actually no infidelity as far as I'm concerned or aware of. I have faith, and she seemed very concerned with easing my worries. Initially, I just asked she cut down communication to group outings, but she has opted to cut him off entirely for now. I've told her that it's full honesty and transparency now, and I'll accept nothing less until she can make me feel secure with us. And the fact that she's all in on our relationship sounds good. That sounds good on their part. I also laid out that we would never be moving in with him. I'd never be able to rest peacefully with it, and that in the future, she still can't see him unless I'm also present. She's accepted all these terms with no pushback. It's unfortunate that we share friend groups with him and his girlfriend, so we'd always run into him eventually. I'm still incredibly anxious, but I'm hopeful that I've made the right choice. I'm not the biggest mistake of my life. I guess we'll see. And then, oh my god, there's more. I found out she had an old OnlyFans that she lied about, previously telling me she'd never had one. When I pressed, she said she'd never actually activated it, but then I found messages of her sending the profile to people to buy her content. This was well before I met her, but the lying that stings. Fair. When she started a new job, she was incredibly quiet about it. Anytime I asked about her day or shift, it was always, oh, boring, nothing happened, no funny things or anything. This went on for 2 months, and during this time, she would sometimes complain about not having enough friends. Then I happened to see a name I didn't recognize on her Snapchat, then looking myself up to send some pictures over. He was third on her best friends list, so I know they chatted often. When I checked when they added each other, and it was a week after starting the job. Curious, I asked about it. She said, it's just a friend from work. We've gotten close since I started there. Now I have had no issues with her making friends of any gender before this, but again, the worry came from the fact that I've never heard of this person in months of asking about how her days have been, and she never once thought to bring it up like her new close friend. She claims that they only became close after talking about each other's relationships, as he has a girlfriend too. There's 2 to 3 other instances that spring to mind in total, but these are the most recent. When we talked, she feigned ignorance and forgetfulness, and on these 2 topics, saying that she didn't think it was a big deal. She eventually came around and was apologetic and promised to do better. I'm holding out my hopes on this better, but I pray she's at least seen her errors. I've always, from the very start, been vocal about honesty and open communication, and always believed we were on the same page until recently. I've always been entirely open whenever she's had a concern and explained every detail to ease her mind, yet it just seems that she's been feeding me the bare minimum to deceive me, then claiming she's just forgetful when questioned on inconsistencies. This all makes me sound like a damn fool reading it back, but yet I still want to stay and see how this plays out. I think at this point, if he's finding all these red flags and he's still sticking with her, he's the asshole. Like, he's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that they're bad people. Do I agree that she keeps hiding things from him? I feel like the OnlyFans thing I don't think is a big deal, because especially if she's not doing it anymore, because again, that's something that is her past and it was before they met, so who cares? But some of the other things, it's just, I feel like that's kind of just like weird that she's just like giving him the bare mini when he is, at least obviously we only have one side of the story, right? So
the bare minimum thing is That's a red flag. Jesus Christ, what was that background? Was that Robo Desert?
Yeah, it was. It's him as Aloy.
So the thing with the OnlyFans, was that before they met kind of thing?
Yeah, so it looks
So-
like
If it
previously it was activated, but this was well before he met her. So
was. Okay.
this was probably like months before, there's really no big deal.
Yeah, that shouldn't even be a conversation.
Yeah,
I'm
that shouldn't
sorry,
be part of it. Yeah.
People have that distinct negative thought about the OnlyFans, but I don't know, getting money to do stuff like this, people gotta eat, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, man.
And it was before their time, so I can't really argue with something that I didn't even know you when this was going on.
Well, that's
just kind of
just
stupid.
yeah,
The whole friend thing, I totally get.
Before before the update, I totally get it. I was like, okay, I'm on your side. But then it seems like he's just bringing up invalid things to argue about, to almost aid his case.
To get deeper into it, it sounds like he needs a little therapy to kind of. There's probably some underlying issues with him, kind of thing.
Right.
Now, is she lying about some stuff? What?
Well, she just he was upset that she didn't go deeper into her work day. So how she's got a good friend from work, but some other guy, but he has no idea who he is. She's never brought him up. He's never been oh yeah, I was working with Derek today, and he was telling me about what his girlfriend did or something like that. It was just he just never brought it up, but they were good friends on Snapchat. So that's where he was kind of weary, I guess.
I could see that.
So I mean, I see where that is, I guess.
This story is a little bit touch and go kind of thing,
Yeah.
It sounds like, to be honest, if I had to give you the final verdict on this thing, would be to just end it, because he's not happy with some of the history of her. But I kind of feel bad for her because she did all that stuff before they started dating, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
if she's talking to that guy at work, it kind of sounds like, I don't know,
Totally, right? It's a little weird. I obviously we don't know more details of that, so I don't want to linger on that, but it's kind of weird that he never brings it up. But but at the same time, yeah, I think for him it's too much. For the things that he's experienced with this relationship, I think he should take it as a learning experience and move on. I think because I think they kind of give me the vibes that they both want different things. She kind of gives me the vibe based on what we've read, is that it'd almost be better if she did her own thing. She kind of just wants to almost do her, not that she doesn't love this guy or doesn't, it doesn't feel all these things, but with the vagueness and kind of just hiding shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can love somebody and not want to be with them, kind of thing.
Totally.
That can happen.
And I feel
I feel like this just needs to
just
kind
cut
of
it
be
off.
put to rest, kind of thing.
Absolutely. And I feel like if they break up, maybe touch base in 6 months, a year, provided, just go live life for a bit, go to a festival, go do some weird substances, or maybe alcohol, right? That's weird.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Or go to
go to a Post Malone concert,
go to a Post Malone concert, maybe a sex club.
Okay.
Maybe go swing by the Green Door. I don't know.
I don't know what the Green Door is, but please don't explain it.
Okay. The sex club.
Right.
But yeah, no, I agree. Our next story. Am I the asshole for laughing in my ex's face and calling her struggles karma for choosing her manipulative friend over me? So that's okay.
Oh, God.
28 male who's dating Kelly, 27, for 3 years, planning to propose with an engagement ring and a luxury vacation. However, her best friend, Nat, 27, has always been a problem. From the start, she disliked me and tried to break us up by falsely accusing me of cheating and convincing Kelly I was controlling. This caused many arguments, but Kelly always defended Nat. I mean, like, okay. In January 2024, I reached my limit. We were celebrating my birthday, and Kelly invited Nat despite my objections. Nat dominated the conversation, talking about her financial issues. I asked Kelly to intervene, but when she tried, Nat accused her of not caring and then attacked me, calling me controlling. I lost my temper, calling her a manipulative bitch. Nat physically assaulted me, leaving bruises. The day was ruined. And back home, I gave Kelly an ultimatum, either me or Nat. Kelly argued it was unfair to make her choose. We fought, and when Kelly said I provoked Nat by insulting her, I told her to leave. After threatening to call the cops, she finally left. This is jam-packed. I packed all of Kelly's belongings, including everything I had bought for her since she had lived off my money for 2 years. I texted her to pick up her things, and when she arrived, I handed them over without speaking. Later, Nat texted, calling me a jerk for keeping the gifts, and Kelly also texted, calling me stingy, angry. I sent her photos of the expensive engagement ring and vacation tickets I'd bought to show what she missed out on. That's crazy. Because of Nat, then I blocked her. In September, Kelly showed up at my place looking awful and begged me to take her back. She admitted she made a huge mistake after we broke up. She got her own apartment, but realized how manipulative Nat was. Nat kept guilt-tripping her into giving her money and eventually moved in with Kelly after getting evicted. Things got worse. Nat started using drugs, inviting shady people over, and Kelly noticed cash and valuables, including her grandmother's necklace, were stolen. When she confronted Nat, Nat physically assaulted her, and 2 days later, Kelly was evicted because of Nat's behavior. Now, homeless, jobless, and broke, Kelly apologized, saying she would do anything to get back together. I felt a sense of satisfaction, and I told her it was karma for choosing Nat over me. I asked her to leave, threatening to call the police if she didn't. Kelly told mutual friends, and they think I was too harsh given her situation. They suggest I apologize or consider taking her back. Now I'm conflicted. Should I apologize, keep the peace with my friends, or am I justified in not taking her back and apologize? Excuse me.
Nope.
I mean, I personally don't think he's the asshole based on the fact that her friend assaulted him physically, dude, leaving bruises. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's an outie for me. I'd be gone. I mean, to me, a relationship is a one-on-one kind of thing. So if
like
other people are in the relationship, I've seen too many TikToks where, what's his name? Steve Harvey. It's like it's you two against the world kind of thing, and I totally agree with that. I don't think anybody should be bringing in other people, family members, friends into the relationship kind of thing.
Yeah, like I completely agree. Like I feel like, if a lot of the times, even like I'm sure, you and your wife as an example have fought, but you don't go telling every person, and vice versa. She doesn't go telling like all her friends and blah blah blah. You guys just like come together, resolve it, because it's like there's certain things you should deal with internally, like, and by internally not like inside of you, but like just between the two of you guys, because not everyone needs to see your dirty laundry. And, obviously Kelly having Nat there, that was a recipe for disaster, because it's like, for whatever reason, which I was surprised that if the fact that, Nat not put up with him, but like they were at each other's throats for like 3 years before anything kind of crazy happened.
Yeah.
Seeing that, like, it's kind of crazy. So you had like, her friend manipulating her and her boyfriend just being like why do you always take her side? Like, what's going on here? Like, why is she always kind of like, if we're like, hey, we're gonna move in together, why is she always intervening? Like, how is this how are these things always boiled down to like what Nat thinks? And I feel like, to me, that's super stressful.
Oh no, that's super annoying to think about. Like, there's always somebody in the, like, always a foot in kind of thing. Yeah, I've never had like her friends try to butt in. It's always been like family members, and I've always been like, you need to,
like, you're overstepping it. Like, I'm not, it's like, you're just like, this is not like we're gonna deal with this, like we're a fucking team. Like I know how you, like, you know, me personally knowing you and your wife, I know you guys are like you guys are like literally like fucking this, and it's beautiful, right? So like
I mean, we fight, don't get me wrong, we fight,
but every relationship does. Yeah, but like, you know, might be yelling, you know, but like there's never a doubt in the moment, even during the fight, that you guys want anything bad to happen. You guys are both like, you guys just fucking deal with it and carry on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a lot of if it really does get like bad enough to where like I'm fucking pissed, I'm screaming, the dogs are like scared because like mom and dad are fighting or whatever, we kind of like separate. I'll go play video games, and then like eventually we're like, all right, this isn't the fight, what really wasn't worth it, kind of thing.
Totally.
And we kind of get over it pretty quickly,
which is good, man. Like that's good. Like
yeah, there's a song by Cody Johnson that, it's country, so you probably wouldn't like it, but it's like, I just want to be mad for a while. That's a really good song. I listen to it all the time when I want to punch Haley in the face, like
but he doesn't
straight
punch
in the
her,
throat.
just so you know.
No, I don't. Wink. No, I don't. No, my wife works for 911 dispatch. She knows a lot of sheriffs. I just had her friend come over with her boyfriend who was a sheriff. Like, I'm not beating my wife.
He's no Chris Brown, all right?
I wish. No, I'm kidding. Or am
but yeah, like I think he's not the asshole. I think, you know, like Salty Sue over here in chat here said, dodge the bullet there. I completely agree. I feel like, you know, getting out of that situation, like clearly it took Kelly, it took Kelly like to be pushed to the brink like of like now homelessness, and like and to see that the friend was like a life, like it was sucking the life out of herself, right? Like, and her relationship and like shit like that. So, you know, she's losing things. I'm not a big fan of ultimatums. I don't really agree that he said it's me or her, but I do, like, I see where he's coming from with after dealing with 3 years of her just being an asshole and just kind of like, you know, and the fact that she physically assaulted him. You know, I'd like to think that.
So, no, I totally agree with the ultimatums. There should never be an ultimatum kind of thing.
No.
It should be on the other person to be like, hey, that wasn't right kind of thing. You know what I mean?
For sure, right?
Like the whole physical abuse kind of thing, I'd be like, I'd look at if one of Haley's friends came up to me and like slapped me or something, I'd look at Haley and be like, no shot we're going to let this happen, right? Like,
yeah, exactly, right? Like,
there's no way.
There's no way you're going to let this person resort to physical violence. And you were like, because like, yeah, exactly. I would kind of hope that it would be the same on my end, right?
Yeah.
So, and you know, vice versa.
I mean, if a girl was to come up to me and hit me, I'm not gonna punch back just because like I'm probably a little bit more powerful. I probably got more of like a powerful. I jack off every day, so I have a little good, better right hand than her.
Dude, my right hand. You're like Quagmire when he comes out of his house after discovering internet porn. Like just the one fucking arm is just absolutely shredded.
But I probably would like pick up her friend and like toss her the other way.
Just like, please get away. Like just as like a get away from. Like I don't want to be hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I've never hit anybody, but like I'm a verbal abuser. You know what I mean? I like some of her friends. Like,
I mean, we've told you. Like I said in the beginning, you're an A1 shit talker, dude. Like, if there's someone who's gonna push a button, Cody's you're gonna be like, these ones right here, and then
when my wife takes her friends to a Jelly Roll concert and the friend pukes on my car and doesn't clean it up, dude, up. I'm like, what is wrong with you? You're white trash to the T, dog. And she's like, don't yell at me. I'm never going to hear the end of this. And I'm like, no, you're not. Like,
you're not, because my car fucking stinks, dude.
Dude, and the problem was, this wouldn't be an issue, right? If Cody didn't have to go to the ER and went to the door where she puked on the handle and Cody touched it and I almost threw up, and Haley's sitting there laughing, and I'm like, somebody's getting punched.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like it's, and I know, I know, like it. I know, like certain things. Like I get it, dude. I tried to clean up my friend's puke one time. It almost made I couldn't even do it because I almost threw up after slightly touching it, dude. So I makes me worry about when I have kids to be like, how the fuck am I supposed to deal with this? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that is the only job that Haley has in the house is to go outside and pick up the dog like poop.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I don't do that. I don't do that. Nope, I can't.
Interesting.
Do it. I will.
Dogs,
gag.
I can deal with. I can deal with like dogs and cats and stuff. It's and like I'm sure I could deal with the kids, but like it's just something about throw up, dude. It's just.
Dude, throw up gets me.
It's
bad,
gross.
dude. I don't understand why. And dude, I worked for a lifeguard at Disney. Like, we had to clean up throw up. Like,
yeah,
if we had like somebody like choking that was unconscious, like we had to turn them over because if they're vomiting, like we have to.
Like, you can't let them choke on it. Yeah, absolutely.
Vomit,
yeah.
And so, like, I didn't have any issues with it when I was a lifeguard, but now. Like when the dogs throw up, I'm gagging the whole entire time trying to clean it up.
I think part of it is you're you were used to it at the time. You probably had a bit of a stronger stomach, and now it's just you just don't have to deal with it as often. So I'm sure like dealing with things like when you deal with it on a regular basis, it's a normal day. Like Criddle, a friend of the show, she works in a hospital. I'm sure she sees crazy things all the time that to me would be like the wild like this is normal, where she'd be like, classic case of the old broken arm with bone poking out, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
And I'd be like, this is gross, like please.
Dude, so the friend that Haley's watching the house for, longtime friend, she's more like a sister. I've known him for years, but her kids they call us uncle. I call them nephews just because like we have
you're this that close. Yeah.
And she's a nurse, and I'm like, what's the worst thing you've seen like at the hospital, at the ICU or wherever she works? And she was like, kid came in sick, and like a little kid and died. And I'm like, dude, how do you do that? Like, you know what I mean?
And that's what makes like people like doctors and nurses and stuff like they're goated, man. Like to have to be able to deal with that and like go home and just like live live like regular life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was in the room when that happened. Like if you want me to stop on this story and we'll keep going on the Reddit, let me know. But like when I was a lifeguard, we were at the resort, and that's where me and Haley, this resort specifically is where me and Haley met. But there was a kid that drowned that night. Me and Haley weren't working.
Right.
But I came in that morning, Happy Cody came in like, what's up, motherfucker? Like,
yeah, totally.
And one of the girls that I was friends with, she was like, no,
not today, dude.
You really need to keep your mouth like quiet. And I was like, what's going on? I'm like, dude, we all came in like quiet and nobody was talking, and the managers had to come say like, hey, like a kid drowned in one of the pools.
That's crazy.
And I was like, what? Dude, pools were closed for I think 2 days. But it was pretty crazy. That time it was just like nobody wanted to talk kind of thing.
That's crazy, dude. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Dude, it was pretty depressing, but
yeah, I could believe that.
That's where, dude, I was young too when that happened. I kind of like got to a point where I was like, you know what, I need to stop being a kid, because they hire all these lifeguards and we're all kids kind of thing. But
for sure,
it was okay. We need to take our job seriously kind of thing. I mean, somebody died. Yeah, now, don't get me wrong. Those lifeguards that were there that night and let that happen were no longer lifeguards, and they didn't fire him. I get it. Accidents happen, but it is something that we were trained on to do.
It's like that's like the purpose of the job is to just make sure everyone is safe, right?
Yeah.
I get it, man. I get it.
When something happens like that, it's kind of like okay, I know we come here to have fun. It's Disney kind of thing. It's a Disney resort, but
But like it's like you still got to take this shit seriously.
Oh yeah,
totally. But enough about like onto our next story here. That was honestly though, like that's crazy. That's crazy. And
we kind of veered off to multiple things.
It's all good, brother. It's all good. Am I the asshole for canceling my husband's credit card privileges after he spent thousands on a friend who happens to be a younger woman?
Oh
boy. So I, 35, female, have always been the main breadwinner in our marriage, while my husband, 40, has had some bad luck in the job market. Since his credit isn't great, I allowed him to use my credit card for work-related expenses and to help him rebuild his credit. This has been our arrangement for the past few years, and I've always assumed that he was responsible with it, focusing on his career, networking. A few weeks ago, I noticed some very unusual charges on my statement. Luxury items, high-end dinners, spa visits, and even a weekend stay at a hotel. At first, I thought he was spoiling me or planning a surprise, but when I casually mentioned it, he got defensive, saying it was none of my business and part of his professional network investment. That immediately set off red flags. For real. After some sleuthing, I discovered that the business investment was actually a friend he recently met. She's 24, single, and apparently very impressed by his generosity. I saw text exchanges where he offered to take her shopping, help her with career advice, buying her lavish gifts on my credit, essentially giving her the lifestyle she's quote-unquote used to. When I confronted him, he claimed she was just a friend in need and that his support was necessary for building his client base. I told him no client relationship justifies thousands in personal expenses, especially when discussing it with me. He accused me of suffocating his potential and that I'm jealous of him helping a younger woman succeed. In a fit of rage, I canceled his access to my credit card immediately. Now he's saying I've ruined his professional image, and some of his family members who never liked me are calling me controlling and a bad wife for not supporting his career. He insists that cutting him off was an overreaction and that all he was doing it all for our future. I'm feeling gaslit, yet wondered if I did overreact by cutting his access off without a conversation. Not the asshole. Okay, I'm gonna be the first to fucking say it. Are you kidding me? Like, next thing you know, he's gonna be like, yeah, we went to the gentleman's club. That's why I'm covered in fucking glitter. Like, it's that's crazy.
I'm surprised this chick is even like questioning if she's the asshole about it.
For real, I mean?
like what?
Like, that's crazy to me. Like, the fact that he's, it would have been one thing if he's like, like, I know, she does a lot. I mean, like, obviously, like, if he spent that money and then was getting it for her as a surprise, like, don't get me wrong, she's spending her money on a gift for her, but I'm sure he has some money to be like, look, I had to put on the credit card because I'm waiting for this, blah, blah. I'm sure there was a fucking logic, right? But the fact that it's just he's just hanging out with some 24-year-old single girl, just giving her all these things like that, like, bro, it's not even like, that's crazy.
Make it make sense, you know what I mean?
Make it make sense. Like, why are you hanging out by yourself with her? You know what I mean? You're a married man. Like, why are you taking her shopping? Like, who are you, P. Diddy, talking to 50 Cent? Like, please elaborate.
Like, no, there's no shot. I couldn't even like spin this on like
like, how could you?
There's no way. You know what I mean?
There's no way to be like, baby. I'm just making sure my new client. Like, first of all, client, are you even fucking working? Like, what are you doing? Like, are you a realist? Like, what is his job aside from the fact that he's struggling to fucking make for finding work, which I know happens because, like, it's just the job market sucks, right? Like, and I totally get that.
No, but, that's an issue.
I don't know how much his wife makes. I know she's saying she's the main breadwinner, but like, when you're spending thousands of dollars on her credit card, is kind of crazy.
Dude, I don't know how people like spend money like that on a credit card. I just don't get it. You know what I mean?
I also just don't know how people just spend money like that. You know what I mean? Like, because like I get nervous. Like, I don't get nervous. Like things like, like I say, like a PlayStation 5. I know I want to spend the money and I want to buy it, but it still makes me uncomfortable knowing I'm about to spend. So at the time, the PS5 in Canadian was like $700, $705, and then of course I bought some games and shit. So like, you're spending like $900, that doesn't make me feel good. You know, like that still makes.
Yeah, it's like what I was telling you earlier. It's like I could go pick up or pre-order the PS5 Pro today, you know, but it's like something big like that. I would use a credit card because I don't know what the wife is using for, you know, whatever money is
Totally. Because like you know for accounts and stuff like that. Yeah, like
exactly
important things.
But getting older, I don't getting out of debt is probably like my number one goal. Kind of
absolutely.
Thing. So like, I'm glad that I'm not like that anymore. Because man, back in my younger days, dude, if there was a game that I wanted or a cool like figure, or
say
like
yeah, I was gonna say like one of those Star Wars like with the Black Series or whatever. You'd be like, take my fucking money, baby.
Dude, I was pretty bad with it. Like. I'm so glad I'm not like that anymore, kind of thing.
Hey man, and like I get it though. Like people should treat themselves from time to time. You know, be it a game or you know a pair. Like if you want like a new pair of shoes or you know, I think you should treat yourself. But you know, or at least treat your wife. Maybe not some other girl. That's what's crazy to me, dude. At least like if you're gonna spend your wife's money, spend it on her. Like that's what's crazy. Because they yeah, right, like so yeah, not the asshole. I mean I know it's short and easy, but like you're not like a couple of the comments here, you're not overreacting at all. He's been using your money to fund someone else's lifestyle without your consent. Canceling the card was the right move. A, so she doesn't get into some crippling fucking debt, and B, her credit doesn't get ruined.
I just don't like that person. That's crazy to me. Number one. To be like, hey, I'm using like somebody else's credit card to pay for other stuff. There's obviously there's got to be some issues here.
Yeah,
like this dude don't care.
Like I also want to know, like, I'm curious if he like because like to me that looks like he's cheating on his wife.
100%.
At whether it be physically, but for sure emotionally, if he's like treating her like this princess when he should be treating his wife like this.
So I didn't know this was a thing. The attention. People will do crazy stuff for attention like that.
Oh, for sure, dude. It's crazy.
Like I'm talking about the attention of having a significant other. That is what I didn't really know about until like a few years ago. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like people do like it seems like they're cheating, but they're not. And I'm
right.
Like, what do you mean by that? Like
yeah, like give me an example here, right? You know what I mean? Like, and like, it's crazy, right? They'll go in and one half will think it's innocent and like it's nothing. And it's like, what are you talking about? How do you just go hang out with someone in a room that's not like by yourselves, you know what I mean?
I don't even want to hang out with my wife. What makes I want to hang out with you?
Yeah, like, exactly. Sometimes, you know, they go like they get mad. It's like it's hard enough to deal with one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. With stuff like that, like the whole cheating thing, I don't get.
I don't get it either though. Like
if you're gonna cheat, you might as well be single.
And that's, you know, that's how something I've expressed my whole life because my dad put it in my head too. He's like, don't be a pussy and don't cheat. If you're gonna cheat, be single because you're just gonna like A, that way no one gets hurt, and B, you're not an asshole, and that totally makes sense. And I've also never had expressed a desire to be like, you know what, it'd be fucking cool, hurting my spouse, right? Like, and it's just so it always drives me nuts. But like I know like modern day like people have things like open relationships, and I think that's great.
That's wild.
I
wish. Are you kidding me?
And I think that's really cool if that's what you're into. But I also think it's weird if they bring up the open relationship like you've been married for 30 years and all of a sudden they're like, let's open up our relationship, and you're like, why all of a sudden? Like who just got here? Who just started at work here? Come on.
There's no spark there anymore. Just leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Come on.
But yeah, I don't think she's the asshole. I think she did the right thing. Fuck this guy. You know, I think he can make his own money and spend his own.
100%.
Excuse me, my goodness. Tasted like you. Oh wow.
No, I can't do burps, dude. I'll throw up. I'll throw up on that too. If I smelt that, throwing up.
Throwing up, really?
Mm-hmm. I can't do burps.
So, am I the asshole for agreeing to open a relationship then sleeping with someone else? Hold the phone, right?
Hold on.
Hey, Reddit. So my girlfriend, 24, and I, 23, have been going through a very rough time lately, and it all boiled over in the past few days. We've been together for 3 years. Things are going well, and for the most part, we get along. We would rarely fight, and even when we did, we would often both cool down and talk about it not long after. However, about 2 weeks ago, my girlfriend approached me and asked if I wanted an open relationship. I was immediately shocked, and I almost thought she was joking at first. She said that she really loves me and wants to be with me, but before we get more serious, she wants to get more experience. In parentheses, she was my first everything, and she's only slept with 2 other guys that weren't him. I shot down the idea, and I told her I wasn't comfortable with it. She kept badgering me about it, but eventually relented when she realized I wasn't budging, and that seemed like the end of it. However, a few days later, she came to me and just asked me more aggressively about it, and was insinuating that we might have to take a break if we can't try this. Considering it was basically we take a break or I just give her this, I relented and just said we can do an open relationship. 2 days later, at this time, which would have been 2 months ago, last Friday, I got home from work and she was all dressed up. I asked what for. She said that she was going out to the bar with her friends and she wouldn't be back until tomorrow. I immediately recognized what this meant and asked if she would rather spend the night with me, but she said she really wanted to do this. Eventually she left, and I was left sitting alone watching TV getting drunk. I got sad, so I called one of my close friends, 23, female, and was telling her about the situation. After we talked for a while, I asked her if she wanted to come over and drink because I was feeling like shit being alone. After she got there, we hung out for a bit, drinking, discussing the open relationship and how upset I was. My friend suggested that if my girlfriend was essentially cheating on me, I might as well enjoy the perks of an open relationship too. I'm sure you could see what happened there. I won't get into the details, but he felt a lot better after that. Flash forward to the next morning, I wake up to my girlfriend freaking out, asking me what the hell my friend and I were doing in their bed. I told her what happened. She got mad. She told me that she didn't even do anything last night, and she ended up crashing at her friend's house. She now wants to close our relationship back up and make him prove his loyalty for cheating on her. We never discussed any rules or anything like that, so I really don't see how I did anything wrong. So am I the asshole for participating in an open relationship that my girlfriend suggested? So basically, it sounds like Aaron Roots here's 427, friend of the show, not the asshole. She said she wanted to sleep with other people. She didn't want you to sleep with other people. So apparently, without somehow he's supposed to read her mind, we're saying like she only wanted to open up her portion, where he's supposed to just stay home and like cuck.
But that's not the point, though. The point, though, is that at the beginning of the whole thing, that they had said that there were issues going on, right?
Yep.
So there's issues going on. Let's open up the relationship, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the number one problem. Right there.
That is,
There's
like
no way. If me and Haley are fighting and she goes, I think we should open up the relationship, where the hell is that coming from?
Yeah, exactly. You're like,
you know what I mean?
What sexy new phone guy is there? You know what I mean?
Dude, there's no way. Like,
there's just, yeah, like
this
it's just
person obviously is trying to get out of the relationship, but she doesn't want to kind of
like she doesn't want to be the one to pull.
She wants the person to leave.
Yeah. And for her to kind of like really push this on him, and then for her to give him an ultimatum to be like, okay, we either open or close it, or it's either we open it or we're done, then he just goes, fine, like fuck it, like, because it's really weird. After 3 years, she wants to do this, right? And for her to go out, you know, probably pretty herself up and go out on the town, you know, she was probably just seeing what happened. And, you know, he like clearly didn't want to do this the whole time. And so he, you know, invites a good friend over. They smoosh booties, you know, like they fucking, you know, whatever they do.
Dude, I've never heard that.
Yeah, dude. Smooshing booties, man. So they, you know, he got all up in that cake. You know, right. he wiped it laying down. And
right. Sorry, YouTube.
Anyways, so like, you know, he had a lot of fun. And so she comes home and gets mad at him for quote unquote cheating, but the relationship's open, so it's not cheating.
No, 100%. She wanted it out.
Yeah.
There's
and
no way.
Funny enough, there is an update.
Oh,
but before
buddy.
I go too crazy, do you think he's the asshole?
No.
No.
No, it was agreed upon open relationship. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'll just read this first comment. We'll jump into the update. She pressured you into agreeing to something you didn't want, didn't set any rules, and showed a complete disregard for your feelings. You did nothing wrong. You were open, and you had no rules about each other, about telling each other anything because you had no rules at all. So, like, there was no, you can't sleep with friends, you can't do, like, there was no, like, limit, right? And so in the future, though, don't agree to something you don't want to. Breaking up when she wouldn't stop pressuring you was the right move and would have saved you some of the coming mess. Fair. So here is the update. Hey, Reddit, it's been a while. This was 3 days ago, crazy enough. A lot has happened since I last posted. A ton of people were inquiring about the whole situation, how it played out, and asking for an update. So it's been an incredibly crazy month, but here it is. So for starters, my girlfriend and I ended up officially breaking up a few days after my initial post. It was not a pretty scene. She kept calling me a cheater and telling me I'm a piece of shit for cheating on her. I took this for a few days while I tried to figure out what to do, but eventually I snapped back at her one day. I should have tried to keep my cool, but I told her she is genuinely the stupidest person I have ever met in my life for thinking an open relationship would work out, and it's her fault that everything blew up. I mean, really, if you think about it, a baby could have fixed that problem, you know?
God.
I told her I played by her rules, and it's not my fault I found someone to hook up with faster than she could. She told me she didn't want to cheat on me. She wanted to explore, and I should have understood. What does that even... What the fuck does that even mean? You want to give someone like a blowjob in a bathroom stall? Like what does that mean? You want to explore?
I mean, anyway. I don't know. I wanted to try it one time, Braden. Why can't we try it?
I wanted to try getting Eiffel Towered one time. What's the problem? We went in circles arguing for a bit, but I eventually told her to get out of my apartment. I pay rent, and my name is on the lease, and I had to threaten to call the cops before she realized I was serious. She, of course, then broke down crying, saying she had nowhere to go, and told me she loved me and she wanted to make things work. I held firm and told her to leave. After she was out, I immediately felt better and realized that the relationship was terrible for me. Awesome. The next day, I called my friend, who I slept with in the original post, and asked if she wanted to come over and drink and game.
Heyo!
She said yes, and of course, given what happened last time, we hooked up again.
My dog.
My ex ended up coming by the next day to pick up the rest of her stuff, and boy, let me tell you, she was not happy to see my friend. She didn't start anything, but I could tell by the way she was acting, she was seething. So fucking mad. My friend and I ended up talking more and more after that until I eventually officially asked her out, and she said yes. We've been together for the past month, and to say this is a healthier, better relationship would have been an understatement. I've been friends with her for a long time, and I think we both always sort of had a thing for each other, but never really acted on it until we were basically handed the perfect opportunity by his ex. We have a lot more in common and are a lot better at communicating with each other, so far this relationship's been amazing. Thank you for all the advice on the previous post. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so this is, I mean, fantastic turn of events. Really happy for him. I hope him and that lady get married or have a pregnancy scare. One of the two. So either way is a lot of fun, right? I mean, unless they want kids, then it's fantastic.
No, dude. If you're having relationship issues, please do not have a kid to
does not fix anything.
That relationship. Please, dear God, don't do it. You're not doing yourself any favors.
The kid is not gonna having 2 Christmases isn't gonna make the kid feel better, you know?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The amount of gifts does not fill the hole in the void, from what I'm told. So, fair enough.
Divorce for kids is never.
It's never good, right?
There's always going to be resentment. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, no matter what, the kids lose, right?
Like my parents were divorced, and you know, I was never like the favorite, just because like every time my dad looked at me, he's like, "You remind me of your mother," and I'm like, like
you're like, I am 50% of her, so
you know, so I don't know, like, yeah, it's a whole,
it's a whole thing, man. It's crazy, like it is what it is. So that happens.
You just gotta be honest, you know.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know, the whole open thing. That's a little.
Well, you know,
coming off the rocks and being like, we should open it up. You know what I mean?
Because if it was from the beginning, then it's totally different, right? Like, you're like within the first few months, like, hey, like I this is where I kind of want to be, but when you're like fucking 3 years in, and then she goes, let's open it up. Like, dude, that's like, okay, who is it? Who is he?
She wanted to go see somebody, right?
Clearly.
What she wanted in her head was, maybe if it's an open relationship, I'll find somebody and then I'll have the courage to be like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this.
Right.
And see, that's the thing with, like, he said at the beginning, like, she tried to come back. She was homeless, right? That she wanted to find somebody that she could move in with. And I'm like, hey, come on. You know what I mean? Like, totally. Come on.
And like, she, I feel like her forcing the open relationship was just a way for her to feel less guilty about what she was about to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then in hopes that, he would also go talk to people. But obviously, like, if these two end up getting, shacked up or, make it to the end game, as they call it, they, honestly, that was probably the best timeline for this guy.
Yeah.
If he found, like, the one, right? So we'll see. I like to think that fuck parking is gonna be, that's the Reddit user's name. I like to think that he is gonna find love parking soon enough. You know what I mean? Yeah. What a fucking crazy name.
Did I lose you?
Did you lose me?
I don't hear you anymore.
Where'd
you go?
Oh, my fucking.
Believe in love.
Can you hear me now? Hang on.
I can feel something inside.
Hello?
Myself. I really don't think it's strong enough. No.
Wait, you can't hear me. You can't hear me. Okay. Are you fucking with me?
On stream. I can't hear you. Okay.
You can hear me? Okay.
No, I cannot hear you.
Okay. Hold.
I turned on the audio to your stream.
Okay. Try. I like this. He can't hear you and he's just singing, right? This is just crazy. Here, why don't you try like joining and rejoining the Discord? Maybe that'll help.
Send me espresso.
Hello?
There you go.
Oh, you good? You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Talk.
Okay. Hello.
I can
okay, we're back, baby. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. He's out there singing. Do you believe in life after love?
The movie with Zac Efron. I forgot what it was called.
Fuck.
He's like, I'm trying, Cher. I'm trying.
Fuck, was that like Ricky Stenicki?
No, that was. Oh, what was that? It was the girl. I don't know her name. But she played Gypsy Rose in that documentary. I don't even think it was a documentary. It was just a movie about Gypsy and like how her mom was like feeding her drugs or whatever. I don't know the whole story, but it was that actor,
Jamie King.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was on like Amazon Prime or something like that, or Netflix. I don't know.
Okay. It sounds familiar, but like I can't.
With Nicole Kidman, Zac Efron, and Jamie King.
That sounds
Joey
like
King.
Joey King.
That's what it is.
That's what the movie's called?
Jamie King sounds a little weird. No.
Oh, no, Joey. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I think I know which movie you're talking about, but I just don't remember. Was it, like, did he have a bumblebee on his dick at some point?
I don't remember.
Like, was he naked on a beach?
You know,
was it like
you would think I would.
Was he like
that.
Was he gonna get married to somebody and then like?
No, so he was like a movie actor, right? And Joey King was the assistant. She wanted to be more,
I haven't seen this movie.
She wanted to like write her own movies.
Gotcha. So she was like
Efron,
shadowing him.
Yeah, fell in love with her mom.
Oh shit! I like this story. I gotta go watch this.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'm assuming the mom's Nicole Kidman.
Yes.
All right, dude. We got
a
recipe for a porno.
That
Stacy's mom's got it going on.
Yes, you are. That.
Maybe he is, but this person was not.
No, not at all.
But we're talking to Braden, right? Yes, yes. I'm just the asshole. It checks out.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Okay. So I know it's getting late. So we can get onto the game if that's something that interests you, because I know
Keep it going. I've got the energy.
You got the energy, Robo. Oh, you guys seen the fucking back screen again,
dude? That's why I keep seeing it.
Dude, you keep seeing it.
What is that?
It's like, okay. Like here, for anyone curious, I don't know if it's Robo as Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Somebody call the cops.
I didn't do this. I found like someone made this of him, and I fucking was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it my wallpaper. And every once in a while, I forget it's there. Just like when I have like every once in a while, I have Brett as Tingle as my wall screen. So like every once in a while, it just like pops up. I'm like, oh, hey baby, what's up?
I haven't seen that. What am I missing?
Yeah, he posted a photo, like, cause he did like the photo shoot of him as Tingle. So I took one of the screens and one of the photos and made it my wallpaper.
Oh, are you talking about where he wears like the green and yellow suit?
Yeah.
That one? Okay.
Yeah, like the tight green suit. You know, you can see his bulge. Yeah. Okay, so you said you got energy. We can do one more.
Keep it going.
We'll do one more, and then we'll get into the game here. So, Cody, we have, am I the asshole for ignoring the wishes of my mother-in-law and letting my daughter read on a family vacation? Or
no,
am I the asshole for ruining my sister's wedding? What do you prefer? What? You want a wedding one?
Wait, go back to the other one.
Am I the asshole for ignoring the wishes of my mother-in-law and letting my daughter read on family vacation? Or am I the asshole for ruining my sister's wedding?
Read on family vacation? What do you mean?
All right, here we go. I mean, like reading a book. So, 39 here, wife and mama of 3, 10, 8, and 5, right? 10 male, 8 female, 5 female. My husband Joe is one of 3 boys. His parents, my husband is one of 3 boys. His parents have a vacation home in Hawaii, and every year they invite the kids, the in-laws, the grandkids for a week-long family vacation. Kind of dope. Some context is that Joe and his brothers were all competitive athletes and loved playing sports and games on family vacations. My in-laws encourage this with the grandkids. There are currently 7 grandkids and are always trying to get them to play sand soccer, football on the beach. My son and younger daughter love the games and also being in the water, but my middle daughter, Julia, is different. She is smart and creative, but she's also a sensitive, introverted girl. She has friends at school, but isn't as eager to play with her male cousins because they don't have as much in common with her. Julia and her friends at school love playing pretend. They create like an entire imaginary world, blah, 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 putting on shows. We now have her in theater and ballet. My 4 nephews and other kids aren't interested in these activities and enjoy running around playing sports all day like Joe and his brothers did when they were kids. Julia, for whatever reason, just seems to have a different personality than the other kids in the family. Totally fucking fair. My daughter's a huge bookworm and completely hooked on the Goosebumps series. Great series. When I say hooked, I mean that she spends almost all of her free time reading these books and begs me to take her to the bookstore to buy more frequently. She loves telling me about the books she's reading and has even started writing her own Goosebumps stories before bed. I personally am happy that my daughter loves to read and is so creative, and I try to encourage her to pursue these interests. She's definitely a bit quirky compared to my other 2, but she's being herself and pursuing her own interests, which I love. Amazing, right? You couldn't ask for more. We got to the island on Thursday night, spent all day Friday and Saturday at the beach, and are going to the pool today. Julia plays with her cousins at the house and talks to them at meals, but during the day she just wants to sit next to me and read her books. I've encouraged her to swim for a little bit since we're in Hawaii, and she goes in the water for a few minutes, but then she asks if she can get back to her book. She's played a few games with her cousins and siblings when I coax her, but again, she honestly just wants to be reading Goosebumps. Overall, when we're at the beach, I'd say she spends 1/5 of the time playing and the rest of it reading. She would probably spend the whole time reading if I didn't encourage her to try other things for a little bit. My husband doesn't seem to have an issue with Julia spending the days reading. He says we're on vacation and it's about her having fun. He says if she wants to read on the beach all day, it's her decision. And she's at least getting some sun, having a blast, enriching her mind. I generally agree, although I do wish she'd swim a bit more since we're in Hawaii and spend more time with the other kids. This morning before breakfast, my mother-in-law pulled my husband and I to the side and asked if we were going to let Julia bring her book to the pool today. My husband said yes, and my mother-in-law asked us to reconsider. She said the trip is about family and Julia creating memories with her siblings and cousins. I told my mother-in-law that Julia is very introverted and that she bonds with the other kids at the house during meals and for a bit at the beach. She doesn't need to be running around with them 24/7 to create happy memories. My mother-in-law then accused us of spoiling her, encouraging her to be antisocial and teaching her that her individual desires are more important than being part of the group. My mother-in-law also says her obsession with Goosebumps is unhealthy and that Julia isn't interested in talking about anything that isn't related to the fictional stories and characters. She does talk about Goosebumps a lot, but my mother-in-law is exaggerating a bit. This set off my husband, and he said that Julia has friends at school, but has different interests than her cousins and siblings. He said he wants her to enjoy her vacation. If that means her reading all day, then he supports it as long as it's not impacting the rest of the group. Convo ended with me telling my mother-in-law that Julia can bring her books to the pool, and that I'm not going to force her to spend the day doing trips with anything that, like, you know, doing trips with things she's not interested in. My mother-in-law and father-in-law have spent the entire breakfast scowling at me and my husband, and at one point, Julia started telling my favorite mother-in-law about her favorite Goosebump book, and then my mother-in-law said she isn't interested in hearing anything else about Goosebumps. She also said that Julia should talk about things that interest other people as well, and Julia started asking her grandma about the book she liked and tennis. My husband told his mom not to parent his child in front of everyone, and it was very awkward. We're about to head to the pool, and I'm letting Julia bring her books, but I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. I'm trying to find the balance between letting her enjoy the trip and also being part of the group. Any advice would be appreciated. What are your first thoughts here, my baby boy?
God, I have so many, dude. Are you kidding me? Where do I even begin?
So if anyone's curious, Julia is 8.
8. Oh my God, I don't even know where to start. So
yeah,
right off the bat.
I love the parents right off the bat.
Right off the bat, I 100%. You are not the parent to the kid, right?
That's right. Right.
Whatever. So whenever I hang out with my like niece and nephews, like whatever their parents say, go. We took the kids to like a baseball game, and I was like, "Oh, you want to get some popcorn?" And they were like, "We don't allow popcorn." And I'm like,
and you're like, "Deal."
I'm like, "Oh, sorry. You're getting ice cream instead. Sorry." I don't get the whole, but the other thing is like I don't get the whole reading the book in Hawaii kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's also where like she, mentioned multiple times that she's an introverted. Like she's at least like she's going to the events, and her mom just goes like, "Hey, can you just go like maybe put the book down for a little bit?" And she is going in, she's swimming, she's hanging out for a bit, and then she comes back and says, "Can I read?" Like I can't say she's not trying, like the kid. But at the same time, like, if they're going every year, does it really matter?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, if one year she just wants to read fucking Goosebumps all year, maybe next year she'll be, like, a little more out of her shell and want to hang out with everybody. You know what I mean?
So, well, when the grandma said, like, you need to show interest towards other people kind of thing, yes, but it kind of sounded cruddy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
It's like I feel like what the mother-in-law did was kind of rude because, like, realistically, like kids who get excited about things, like I feel like that's a great thing from like personally because they're gonna want to talk to you about it because if the kid's obsession is video games or Pokemon, fucking
hold up.
What? Not fucking.
That was a dig. That was a dig.
Sorry,
he said Pokemon.
Oh,
that guy. That was a direct.
Dude, I liked Pokemon as a kid, right? Like, so like yeah. It's like whatever their fixation is, they're gonna want to talk about it because they in the kid's life they go to school and then they come home and do shit. They just do their favorite thing, right? Like they're not gonna fucking sit there and be like, "Hello, Grandma. Did you interest in some tennis?"
Yeah, exactly. Like, what do you want me to ask you, Grandma?
Yeah, like what the fuck?
How was freaking bingo, dog? Like,
yeah,
tell me
Grandma.
all about it.
Did you? Did Dolores fucking cheat again? That bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
the whole thing about the vacation. It's like it's not just like your vacation. It's also like the kid's vacation kind of thing. So whatever the kid wants to do, they should do. Now, when I went to Hawaii, I had my 3DS at the time, and I wanted to take it, right? And my stepmom threw a fit about it, which video games I can kind of understand, but then like I don't know, like there's like downtime. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that's just it. Like if you're like just before bed, or fucking, you wake up in the morning, you're not like for me, like when I wake up, I don't socialize right away. I need like give me some time here, and like having that, it's like scrolling through your phone or playing your 3DS or like Switch or whatever. It gives you that moment of like, this is just my time right now. Like I'm gonna take advantage of this.
Yeah,
and I think it's important.
The whole reading is a little bit different to me, though.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's better for her to be hooked on reading than math, right? So like,
okay, well, she's 8 years old, Braden. I don't think homegirl's gonna be, hey, grandma, is it all right if I,
it just brings out her pipe. Like, you mind if I just take a little hoot before dinner, for the beach? Like, wouldn't that be crazy though? Like, but like, nowadays kids have access to like the wildest things for whatever, because of the internet, right? So her wanting to not be on the internet is crazy. At 8 years old, I feel like every kid is obsessed with like a fucking iPad or getting a phone, or video games, which, don't get me wrong, I was obsessed with technology as a kid because I found it super fascinating. But like the fact that she just wants to read, like, yeah, maybe she's into Goosebumps right now, but next thing you know, she's like reading medical books or reading like shit that she's like, fuck. Next thing you know, she's just a smart person, right?
Yeah, I don't know. To me, those are not your kids. Yeah, that's your kid that's raising the kid, but I don't know. You kind of need to back away from that. You know what I mean?
I think grandma overstepped.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think there's no issues with her asking mom and dad to be like, is it cool if she doesn't bring the book this time? But if mom and dad say, motherfucker, she's gonna bring the book, she's gonna bring the book. Like it is what it is, right? Like, so I don't think mom or dad is the asshole. I actually really like the parents here to be like, look, not a social butterfly. She's not like her brother, her brother Maurice or her other sister is Zoe. Like I don't know their names because she didn't disclose them, but like, but yeah, I
don't know. I don't get the reading. Like I get the video games on vacation, I do, but like the downtime. Let's say Julia was like playing the Nintendo Switch at the beach. That's a little bit different, right?
You think like the parents would look at it differently as opposed to like reading a book?
If the kid really wanted to do it, then I'm probably gonna let the kid do it.
Right.
Like if you want to sit at the beach and play Nintendo Switch, I might let you do it because honestly, I might be doing that.
You guys might be also like, look, we're trading Pokemon right now. Get out of here.
Honestly, it's kids want to do what they want to do kind of thing. When you get older, you'll be like, yeah, I don't want to play video games. I do actually want to go out and adventure and kind of thing.
And that's just it, right? And like Vegas Girl on Fire said, the nice thing is the Switch dies, as an example. So, or you could say, hey, can you finish this chapter and maybe go swimming for a little bit, or do this and this. Like I think there's ways to work, and I think the mom was doing the right thing by just saying like, hey, like, are you okay with putting the book down for a little bit and maybe go for a little swim? And then the Julia was doing it, so it's like not like it really matters.
Yeah, it's not like she was doing it the whole entire time, from what it seems like. Kind of
right.
Thing.
So, and exactly, like it sounds like at meals and everything at the house, she was social, hanging out, creating memories. It was just when they would go places, she just wanted to read a book.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know. I don't think grandma's the asshole. I think grandma's the asshole. I don't think mom and dad are the assholes. I think everything is good there.
No, I mean, whatever way you want to raise your kid is the way you want to raise your kid. Who am I to judge? I'm not,
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like I'm not going to parent your child. Yeah. That's like, I think that's the worst thing to do. Right. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one makes sense. That one's neat. Cody, I hope you enjoyed some of our tales.
Yeah. Makes me want to go punch my mother-in-law.
Oh wow, I like that.
Hey, no, I'm just kidding. I won't
just
do
kidding.
it unless there's no one around.
Unless there's no one around. That's so funny. Now, Cody, as you know, we when we play or when we have a guest on the show, we here we go. We invite everyone on the show. Everyone we invite on the show, we have them play a game, kind of curated around them.
Fuck.
So, I have the privilege of being friends with your wife, and
where's this going?
It has created. I was able to create something very nice, right?
God.
So today, Cody, you get to play the amazing game. Do I know my wife? So we're gonna find out if you know your wife, buddy.
Oh no! Did you talk to her about this?
Hey, buddy, I reached out and I got answers.
She knew I was doing the podcast.
She did, and I did, of course.
Frick.
So we,
Okie dokie.
I hope you're excited. So. Name of the game here, obviously. Do I know my wife? Parentheses, probably not, because I've been curious. How well do you know your wife, right? So our first question.
Is she watching this?
Hey, man, she's gonna get the link.
Oh God.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope we're gonna find out how well Cody knows his wife, because we know he loves to hate her. So the first question, Cody. What color are her eyes? Yes. He's like, when's the last time I looked at my wife in the eyes? I usually turn her over during sex.
Maybe.
No way, he doesn't. Dude, how long you guys been together?
Vegas. It's not that I don't know. It's probably that I don't care to know, kind of thing. Man, I don't know. No.
Is it A, gray, B, blue, C, green, D, brown?
So it was actually like a week ago that I was like, your eyes are a little bit blue, but they're not green and they're not brown. They're like on the lighter, like bluish, grayish kind of side. So I'm gonna say B.
Final answer?
Yeah.
The answer is gray.
Fuck.
Starting off strong, baby. Trust me. All right.
There's no way, man.
Dude, you're cooked, buddy. You're cooked.
I actually texted my wife these questions.
I personally have her phone number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not.
I didn't. None of these are made up. These are all directly from her mouth. So the next question: when is your wedding anniversary? Is it A, May 4th, 2009? B, May 8th, 2019. Sorry, 2019. May 8th, 2019. C, May 5th, 2019. Or D, May 4th, 2018.
It definitely wasn't 2018. I know that. Man. She says it was on Cinco de Mayo, which I don't ever know when Cinco de Mayo is. I'm like, that's not fair, to be honest.
That's not fair, he says.
We played with lightsabers at the wedding. Like, we had a lightsaber fight at the wedding. So it's got to be either May 4th or May 5th, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go with C.
You want to lock that in?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. So the answer is C, May 5th, 2019.
I knew it.
He's just trolling.
How
You know,
you guys? That's crazy. That's crazy. You guys thought I didn't know when Cinco de Mayo is?
Jesus. So, and then our next question, baby. What is her favorite food? Is it A, Chinese food, B, tacos, C, burgers, D, Cody? What is the picture? It's a duck.
We can take D out and throw it out the fucking window.
What is this?
The amount of times I have to tell homegirl we are not going to get Mexican is absurd. It's obviously B, because like homegirl wants to have tacos all the freaking time, and I hate it. I can't stand it. Like, I love tacos as much as the next person, but when it's like back to back to back to back to back, no.
So we're gonna lock it in at B.
Yeah,
and you'd be right. It is tacos. So amazing, dude. 2 out of 3, pretty good odds right now.
It's because I gotta yell at her for it. It's the only way I'm gonna remember it.
So the next question here is: what is her worst fear? Is it A, heights, B, drowning, C, bugs, D, Taylor Swift giving her a backhanded compliment?
Where's the all the above?
There's one more that she hates than the others.
I don't know, dude. Like heights. I know she's afraid of heights, but there's also been times where she's like almost drowned me because she's drowning. Bugs. It's always like, hey, there's like this tiny spider, come kill it.
Right.
And I don't know about D. Taylor Swift giving her a backhanded compliment
might be the greatest thing in her life.
Honestly, yeah, she would probably laugh at it and be like, yeah, like I know I'm
such a silly bitch, you know, like, you know.
I don't know.
For sure.
It's gotta be. I've seen homegirl like freak out over bugs, but homegirl does not do heights, so this is kind of like not fair in a way. Like,
totally fair. I base this off her answers, so I just so what are you thinking?
Yeah, homegirl, dude.
Dude, that's crazy.
I'm gonna say bugs. I've seen homegirl like freak out over bugs.
All right. Well, the answer: bugs. It is. Okay. She did say heights, but she said bugs in general. So I sent that as that's probably what she's encountering more so in life.
I mean, I've seen her cry on like roller coasters and stuff. So
I totally believe it. Chick gets crazy. Your next question. What did you guys do on your first date? Was it sorry about this one. This was pretty bad, the texting. But was it A, dinner and a movie, B, clubbing, C, bowling, or D, was it a one-night stand?
Dude, I cannot believe she answered this one, to be honest with you. I don't even know what clubbing is, and I hate bowling. Dinner and a movie is also like the classic, but I know the answer, and it is D, that one night stand, dog. I pumped and dumped that homegirl. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. I was like, gotta get back to my games. Bye.
And ladies and gentlemen, Cody's locking in D, and let me tell you, this is a true story. It was a one-night stand for both of. This is literally what I got from his wife.
Dude,
hilarious.
She wouldn't leave me alone, dude. Like, she's like, let's hang out, and I'm like, okay, whatever. What do you want to do? Well, come to this hotel. It was like one of the Disney resorts, and it was Coronado Springs in Disney. And I was like, why? What do you mean? Like, why are we going to hang out?
We're going to hang out in a hotel room.
Resort, dog. What do you mean? And of course, the rest is history.
The rest is history. And then, boom, addicted.
Wouldn't leave me alone. To be honest.
I love that. I love that so much. You're doing fantastic, by the way. So keep up the good work. Because now it's the lightning round, Cody. We're going to have a bunch of questions. You have 5 seconds to answer them. And let me tell you, when we get there,
What?
yeah, you have 5 seconds. It's gonna be easy. These next few questions, easy breezy cover squirrel. Okay. So, are you ready?
No.
Okay, here we go. All right, 5 seconds. Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Salty. Ooh.
The fuck?
Okay.
I can't wait to
Cats
see her.
or dogs?
Dogs. 100%.
Dogs. Dogs is correct.
Dogs. 100%.
Go out or stay in?
Ooh. Stay in.
Go out.
Bullshit. I'm gonna fucking dude. I cannot wait to see her.
And then comedy or horror?
She's a little horror.
Horror is correct. She does love horror. Congratulations. And then small town or big city?
Oh frick. Small town.
And you'd be correct. It is small town. You made those. You made lightning round look easy, babe. So
Now time for the harder
for the next
question.
for the regular back to the regular show. What stresses her out the most? The dogs? A, B, Cody, C, work, or D, family?
So I know the answer to this, and then it's all the above, right? So that basically one of these answers is all the above because I yell at her for every single thing in this category. It's going to be Cody because I yell about her about the dogs, I yell at her about work, and I yell at her about her stupid, annoying family all the time.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Dude.
it is Cody. She stresses her out the most. That's so fucking. Jonah Hill stresses her out.
Yeah, I don't know where the Jonah Hill came from, but
it was a nice looking picture, so I felt like it worked. The next question. What is her favorite movie? The Wedding Planner, B, Failure to Launch, C, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and D, Sweet Home Alabama.
what kind of fucking movies are these? Like what? I'm sorry. There's no way. I don't even know what Failure to Launch is. Like, and I know she doesn't. I don't think she really likes Adam Sandler. So The Wedding Planner is out.
You're thinking of The Wedding Singer.
Oh God. I don't know what The Wedding Planner is. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. What is Sweet Home Alabama?
Like, I can tell you that they're all movies that were made. I don't want to give you too many hints. I don't want to try and give it away.
These are all,
but they are all rom-coms.
A.
You want to lock in The Wedding Planner?
Dude, I'm not getting this right, Doug. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
I'll tell you right now. It is D, Sweet Home Alabama. That's what she said her favorite movie was.
Right. Right.
And
Never heard of this. Never heard of this.
Our next question. Who is her second favorite artist? Not first, her second. Is it A, Taylor Swift, B, Post Malone,
Second.
C, Sabrina Carpenter, and D, Dua Lipa?
I know she doesn't really like Post Malone that much. She like tolerates Post Malone, but she's not like a heavy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Dua Lipa, I don't know. Who's her second favorite artist?
Second. Not her first, her second.
So I'm gonna make an educated guess. Educated wish here. I'm gonna think about this for a little bit because her favorite artist growing up was Britney Spears, and Britney Spears gives me a lot of Sabrina Carpenter vibes.
Gotcha.
So I want to say, oh, that's a hard one, dude. Man, we spent a lot of money for that Taylor Swift concert, but then like, I don't know, dude. We didn't get VIP tickets for Taylor Swift, so it's like, I don't know.
Did you meet Sabrina Carpenter?
No, I was pretty close to her though.
That's cool. That's cool.
I can smell her. Anyway,
I like that. I want to hear about this later. But yeah, who is her second favorite artist?
I guess I'm gonna go Sabrina Carpenter.
You want to lock that in?
I guess. I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Sabrina Carpenter.
Dude, if it would have been wrong, I would have punched Homegirl when I saw it, dude.
Dude, that's crazy. Dude, honestly, and if for anyone curious, her number one artist is Taylor Swift. So if anyone curious. Now, the next question.
Damn, Doc, how many you got?
What was the name of her first pet? Was it A, Buddy, B, KD? That's not a picture of the dog, by the way.
There's no
C,
way.
Kevin, and D, Bree.
Dude.
Just the reaction.
I don't think it's Bree because that's what she threw Bree in there because I call my niece Bree. So I don't know. She's probably just giving you answers for that. There's no way. It's
actually funny enough. She gives me one answer. I fill in the rest.
Okay. I would. Yeah, that's a little bit weird. Buddy.
You want to lock it in at Buddy?
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
Never heard of this.
It is KD. It was a Dalmatian that she had as a kid.
You know what? I mean, I remember the Dalmatian. I just don't remember the name of it.
Valid.
Sorry.
She did say she had a lot of pets growing up. So, little fun fact there. Our next question. Dude, I'm the other man. Our next question.
I just look over
and our
I
final question. And our final question is: what is her love language? A, yelling. B, acts of service. C, touch. And D, gift giving.
There's no way. Well, guys, that was a good show for Takes With Koryzma. Join back at whenever we do another one.
I love
is
that.
what she's getting. I'm gonna tell you right now. Yelling is every day.
It's the foundation of our relationship.
It's the foundation. Acts of service. I don't. Well, what the fuck do we mean by acts of service?
Acts of service means like she does things that help you out throughout the day. Be it like she does a little chore for you, or she like has, maybe you've been working hard, like you're working late, she has like dinner ready, or she packed you a lunch, or she even just as simple as like turning the shower on for you. She knows when you're about to get home, but she's making sure it's warm so you can right in.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's probably B because I've tried to give her gifts and she's like, I don't like that, and I'm like, okay, go fuck yourself. I canceled the gift.
Thank you, Vegas. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with B.
B. Okay.
It's not touch because I don't want to touch it. You know what I mean?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
All right. Well, she told me yelling. I'm dead serious. She said, and I quote, "Does yelling count?" And left it at that. So that is her love language. She loves it when you yell at her, dude. So put that in the bank and. Hang on, you're quiet. You muted yourself.
I did. I accidentally.
Yeah, you pushed the
sorry.
button.
New mic.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Hey, man, her words, not mine.
Real closer. What do you mean?
Well, you said in previous to today, you guys yell at each other about a lot of things. Could be a form of love now. You guys maybe you guys just communicate and everything's just all capitalized. You know what I mean? Like when you guys send text, you don't say like hi, you say hi. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
What? I was set up for failure
I was set up
on this one.
Oh,
she's definitely getting yelled at for this one.
you're gonna be like, yelling is your love language, babe.
Dude, she hates getting yelled at, dude.
Well, nobody likes getting fucking yelled at. Hey, man, I reached out, and these are the answers she gave me. First of all, shout out to Cody's wife. You know, real a homie right there. Yeah, man. Hope you enjoyed the game. I'm doing this. Cody's wife needs a vacation from Cody.
Bro, she put the yelling in there as a dig.
That's a dig, bro. That's so funny, dude.
Anyway.
But yeah, anyways, Cody, my man, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been an absolute treat. I loved having you on. For those who want to know, where can the people find you, my dude?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Phantomkook. I think the Twitter is just Phantomkook. I want to assume
Fanny Cooks. You know what I mean?
Phantomcock. I mean Phantomcock. I mean Phantomcock. I mean, yeah. The Phantom is Phantom_Cook, and then Twitch is just Phantomkook. So
perfect. I love it. I love to see it. I love to hear it. Cody, well, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. I appreciate it. I hope you had fun. You know, shout out to your wife for being the homie and letting me work with her on this. And for those of y'all, if you guys enjoyed the show, make sure comment down below what you thought. Make sure you like and subscribe on the YouTubes if you're watching there. And don't forget, if you want to catch this shit live, come over and hang out at twitch.tv/Koryzma. We appreciate it. We try to get you guys episode every month as planning all this stuff. Just with everything else around the stream events and stuff that we do, it's perfect. So thank you guys so much. We love you, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Don't get married.